Well, what happens to the dollar, Max, is determined by the military, not by any economics or any shenanigans of J.P. Morgan Chase. In
Okay.
other words, the central banks print money, and the military makes sure everybody takes it while trading back natural resources cheap. That's how the model works.
Okay, so you're
And
saying the
that,
U.S. dollar, at the end of the day, is collateralized by guns, warfare, the Pentagon, and incursions into foreign countries and seizing their assets.
right. The model, this is a financial model, the federal credit mechanism, which is both, at the end of the day, the dollar and the treasuries and all the other securities like the mortgage-backed securities, that is all backed up by force. And the thing that keeps the liquidity going is force. And what has happened over the last 15 years is more and more people have gotten clear that it's force and not fundamental economics, particularly as the fundamental economics deteriorate. We are running a taxation system through the balance sheet. We print money and we print treasury securities, and then everybody around takes them, and then they go down 5% in value. That is a taxation system that finances empire. And that's how the system works. And the question of what's going to happen and why it's going to happen is not just fundamental economics, which are very important, including to the empire. That's why they're doing it, because they're looking at the fundamental economics. But it comes down to a strategic question. Do they have the firepower to manage and keep the system going and growing? And one possibility is, yes, they do have that firepower, but it means that the finances are going to look very, very different, and what makes financial sense is going to make look very, very different than it did 15 years ago, because now you're talking about a global empire. You're not talking about a country that is forcing its wishes upon the world. You're talking about a global empire that's managed for the benefit of a variety of people who have nothing to do with the United States. In other words, this is not a sovereign nation. This is a global financial scheme that's managing a global investment model.
Okay, I want to get into that, but we can't do, we're out of time today, but I want to you're leaving a good point there in terms of this global elite that's emerging. But that's all the time we have for this episode of On the Edge. Catherine Austin Fitts, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Max, I just love you. Thank you so much.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of On the Edge with me, Max Kaiser. I want to thank my guest, Catherine Austin Fitts. She's at Solari.com. If you want to send me an email, please do so at ontheedge@presstv.com. Until next time, this is Max Kaiser saying bye, y'all.